Jade Loville's interesting. I mean,
Bum,
she
bum,
went
bum.
to Skyline High School. She did bounce around in college a little bit. Boise State, Arizona State, Arizona. Um, Streaky shooter, and she's strictly a point guard. So it's like that becomes a problem. Uh, Made 36.1% on a career high, 119 attempts with 200 in 219 attempts. Oops. She was all Pac-12 team in 2022 with Arizona State. She made the all Mountain West team with Boise State. So very interesting to sort of see that. I mean, can really score the basketball, big point production, but a streaky shooter. That was sort of the issue that I had with Loville. We kind of talked about it. Third round here, though, pick number 9. So it's kind of the end of the draft. Kind of bounced around, though, 3 seasons at Boise State, one at Arizona State, one at Arizona to wrap up her career there. So it's interesting. I mean, she did improve her 3-point shooting once she got to the Pac-12. There it was, 36.1% on a career high, 119 attempts with the Wildcats of Arizona last season. But streaky shooter, and looking at the game logs toward the end of her career, end of her collegiate career, kind of struggled shooting percentage wise throughout the year. And so that's where I go with the streaky shooter sort of thing. And Bell said it throughout this is versatility. Loville doesn't give you that. It's a strict point guard. So we look, though, at the Storm training camp roster at the guards, and I mean, we could look at all the guards. I mean, Sammy Whitcomb, go Sammy. I love having Sammy back. But and they have Lova listed as a guard/forward on here, which I don't know about that.
We thought she
I
wasn't versatile.
I don't think that's right.
High five on Evan.
Whitcomb, Loville, Lloyd, Horston. Listen to this, the guards, right? Yvonne Turner, Dojkic, Garantes, Maddie Williams, Melbourne, Charles, and Nurse.
I
This
mean,
is an
I think
uphill battle.
and I think the saddest part about this is that we know that like they're not all gonna make the roster. We've gone over this before with the WNBA just not having the ability to sign as many women as deserve.
Not the
But
same roster sizes and such.
yeah.
Will Rod make the roster?
Ouch. Rod. I'm like trying to find an argument here, but yeah, that's a stacked position already. You really got to come out and prove yourself. Yeah. I mean, I understand why you said what you said and why that last pick might be kind of iffy in your eyes, but yeah, maybe they're just I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to fill here.
With the team doing a whole revamp, I really do feel like it's all up in the air for the guards. I mean, we know Horston's for sure
Yes,
gonna
we
be
do.
in there, but I feel like these ladies are gonna battle. They're gonna battle for.
I mean, I hope
for a roster
so.
spot, and I really do think Maddie's gonna be there too. It's just hopefully I'm hopeful for Jade.
Yes.
Yeah,
You always
and I
want a
mean,
success story.
don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a local guy, so I love hearing about the locals and such. I mean, Skyline High School is not too familiar to me, but it's just tough to me, right? Especially when we get into wanting to project a starting 5. I just, it's hard to look at the point again. So I read out all of the players who have guard also listed so it's guard/forward. If we look at strictly guard, it's Sammy Whitcomb, Jewel Lloyd, Yvonne Turner, Arella Garantes, Jade Melbourne, and Kia Nurse. Now, of those playing point guard, it's likely of the guard/forwards, even if we include everybody, of those likely to play the point guard position, most likely it's Melbourne, Dojkic, maybe Turner, maybe Horston, and then you throw Loville in there. So that's already 5 potential point guards, and God knows they're not keeping 5 point guards. And I probably wouldn't if God knows the NBA teams don't keep 5 point guards. So I don't know. I just think, and I know they have her listed as a guard slash forward, but I just don't think it's tough. And I admire Bell for trying to find an argument for it, but I think it's tough. I mean, you do need to fill that point guard spot. And like Matt said, though, this camp is probably going to be a bloodbath. You've got all of this, all these minutes to play for, right? Because Jewel Lloyd and Ezzy Magbagor will fight, will have essentially guaranteed minutes. Jordan Horston probably will too. Who else plays there? Sammy Whitcomb probably comes off the bench in a standard role like she did last year. And she ideally plays strictly like a 2/3. So, and I don't think she starts over Lloyd or Horston likely. So again, probably a 6 role. Yeah. It's a battle. It's gonna be a battle. This camp is. Those preseason games, I think the first one is on May 9th, and then they have that closed door practice scrimmage thing with Phoenix. Down in Phoenix. So it's like you've got training camp and those games to make your mark. And like Bell said, though, it's not like the NBA where I believe it's 15 spots on an NBA roster. I could be wrong. I think in the NBA they've raised it to 13. So there's still 2 players on each team times the amount of teams in the WNBA that are not making it. And even if, say, Loville does come out and she lights it the hell up and she goes out and she scored 34 and 33 like several times in her last few years. Say she does that. I mean, Kiana Williams played well, and she wasn't able to stick around here, right. So I don't know. I mean, she did bounce around for a few other teams. Is she on a roster? Let's find out. Oh, she plays for the Lynx. Good for her. Kiana was a fun interview. She was nice. I don't know. It's very tough. It's very tough. I talked about it today on the CSS on Converge episode. I love an underdog, right? And she's going to be an underdog, but it's just tough for me considering the point guards that are on this roster, as well as the fact that I know it says she's listed as a guard / forward. I don't see her playing as a forward though. I just don't. Maybe you put her out on the wing and just have her sit on the perimeter. She's not driving to the rim though. I mean, and I don't know about her defensive side of the ball. So if she is a 3-and-D, sure, but I haven't seen anything that says anything about her defense. So yeah. I don't know. Any wrap-ups on Loville?
No, I mean, like you said, Bell did
the gritted teeth emoji right there.
It's gonna be tough for her, but I mean, you go out and you give it all you got, and the chips fall where they may.
Yes.
What kind of chips? Lay's? Bag of air.
Waffles.
Yes. There you go.